We're in the third month of 2025. My, oh my, how time flies. March symbolically represents new growth, and any time to shed old feathers to welcome new opportunities is a great one. Hello and welcome to this edition of Jamaica Magazine. I'm your host, Theodore Henry. Do stay tuned for this informative lineup. We'll have more when we return.
Did you know that almost every piece of plastic that you have ever used still exists? A plastic bag, for example, takes about 20 years to break down. But the toothbrush that we use every day takes 500 years. And so, how are we supposed to achieve this big goal of stopping plastic pollution? We need to phase out all single-use plastics. Jamaica has been reducing our plastic bags, our straws, we have food containers, and we're now focusing on microbeads. Those are the small things that you have in your cosmetic products. And we must end fast fashion. You know that those cheap clothing, when we look at those brands, they come out very quickly and we think that it's, it's cheap. But the fact is, how they are produced, what they are made from often includes plastic, and we throw them away very quickly because they don't last long. We also need to invest in innovative technologies and materials because we need to what? Build a plastic-free world. We can spread awareness about environmental movement. Your voice matters. Your social media click and like and share also matters because it means that more of that information spreads more widely.
Clothing, food, electronics, and all that you can think of are a fingertip away. Literally, a touch on your keyboard and or your smartphone, and you're in the digital realm getting all that you need and more. Online is where the world is at, and this little island will not be left out of the mix. On this week's Get the Facts, we're discussing the importance of this endeavor and how to succeed in doing it.
Welcome to Get the Facts, the program that provides you with information on government's policies and initiatives. I am Adrian Atkinson. We're living in an era of rapid digital and technological advancements where everything is just a click away. And the global market is more accessible than ever. To succeed in this fast-paced environment, it's crucial to communicate information in a clear, concise, and customer-friendly manner. This is a concept that Get Online JA has mastered and is dedicated to applying across various platforms and businesses. Here to tell us more about this innovative enterprise is Mr. Mallory Johnson, CEO and founder of Get Online JA. Thank you so much for joining us here on Get the Facts and welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Talk to us about how did you get started and what exactly is Get Online JA?
Okay. Thank you for having me. Well, Get Online JA started from an idea where we had several friends that would constantly complain about digital concerns, as in resolving IT-related issues, getting online, getting e-commerce solutions for their businesses, or just being able to communicate more effectively with their customers through systems such as customer relations management systems or just email in general, file uploads, etc.
And so the target and the area of specialization, or the groups that you were really interested were medical institutions as well as churches. Why?
So for medical institutions, we looked at several factors where the conveniences that patients would need to potentially be able to review their records, where doctors, practitioners in general would be able to update diagnostic notes and be able to schedule appointments for patients online. Patients can have enhanced relationships with specific doctors based on their schedules, and including telemed services where they can have more availability for practitioners who can open up their schedules 24 hours a day if they choose.
And speak to us a little bit more in detail about how it is that you've decided to specialize in the needs or in the services to meet the needs of the persons or the institutions that you serve?
So the specialization was driven by the requests that we got from several friends that are practitioners or in those specific types of business ventures. And because the requests kept coming, we sat and thought it through and said, if so many people are having these problems, there may be a great opportunity to create a solution for them.
Yes.
And hence the idea came, and we decided to move forward with it.
So we all understand that in order for you to perhaps have a greater segment of the market, product differentiation is extremely important.
Yes.
Talk to us now about how do you separate yourself from other competitors to provide the kind of services that you do to your clients?
I would say the differentiation we typically have is most projects, probably 90% of our projects are completed within 2 weeks.
Good.
Unless you have some real complex, like if you had maybe for a school learning management system where you want to create randomization for exams with students online, you want to have registration systems. But the biggest factor that drives our completion point is, do you have your content? At the moment when we decide, okay, yes, you're ready to move forward, do you have your content? If you don't have your content, though, we provide services where we'll assist you with that as well.
So the web solutions are clearly outlined,
yes,
from
absolutely.
your perspective.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's talk now a little bit about understanding the client's vision and how you bring that vision into reality.
So typically it starts with a 1-hour discussion where my goal, or whichever one of our representatives that is interacting with the customer, the goal is to understand exactly where you are, what your goals are for the next year, 2, 5, 10 years. When we have a clear understanding, we draft an outline. You, of course, the customer, would assist in ensuring that whatever we are thinking is exactly where you're going. And before we start the project, I'll say like the first week or so is intense back and forth communication. And we use project management tools. So where at whatever step in the process we are, you can always call, but the project managed tool will be updated as soon as we get to that phase. We typically have 3 to 4 columns. One is requirements, in progress, completed, and then approved. Approved means, well, completed means we think it's done. Approved means you've agreed that it's done.
Which is good. We're going to continue the conversation, but we're going to take a break now, more on this discussion with Mr. Mallory Johnson, founder and CEO of Get Online JA. We'll return right after these messages. We'll be right back.
Today, we can report 2 consecutive years of reduction in major crimes and murders, with a significant reduction of almost 20% in murders for 2024.
Between January 2022 and January 2025, we have reduced murders by 51%. And January 2025 had the lowest monthly murder count since September 2014.
Our efforts have also resulted in the reduction of active gangs by 50%. We continue to increase firearm seizures, and in more communities, we are experiencing less violence. We will realize our vision of Jamaica as the place of choice to live, work, do business, raise families, and retire in peace and prosperity.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Welcome back to Get the Facts. Now that we've learned about the services offered and the types of enterprises they're tailored to, let's explore why Get Online JA should be your go-to choice for your website needs. And before we went to that break, we had a very interesting conversation. We're just going to move right into the whole issue of customer service. How do you maintain that relationship with your clients? And is there follow-up sessions after that once the site is up and running?
We basically have 24/7 support. We have a team of guys and girls that are just eager to solve the next problem. And I would say our 2-week guarantee for 90% of all our jobs, I think, says a lot. When I say 2 weeks, again, as we alluded to earlier, most sites will be done in that time frame. One of the concerns that was brought to our attention was, they've worked with some people before and it's been delay after 6 months, 8 months, soon done, next week, soon finish. And we have not had that. Again, at least 90%.
Yeah.
And the biggest delay typically would be content delivery. So that would be, I think, a significant reason why, if you are seriously interested in getting your site up and running quickly, as long as you have full details, your expectations from us, we validate all of those, ensure that we're both on the same page, and then we'll get it done.
And so this ongoing presence between you and your client,
Yes.
it now cement that kind of relationship, and it produces the kind of benefit that they have anticipated all along.
Yes. We have WhatsApp chat. We have, you can call us directly. You can communicate through our CRM system. There are several ways you can always get in touch. And there's the support. So if there are enhancements that you need to your website, you could always give us a call or submit a request via email or, again, through the other channels that we have, and we'll be able to address them.
And when we think about online presence, it is critical in this digital age.
Yeah.
And so online presence creates something for that individual or that organization that want to cement themselves in a particular market segment. Talk to us about what should clients bear in mind in order to maintain that online presence?
Well, to be honest, we're talking 2025. If you're serious about business growth and development and you don't have an online presence, I don't know what you're doing. I'm really not sure, because the exponential growth that is expected over the next maybe 2 to 3 years is not going down. More and more businesses are fostering the whole online space, and the growth, the revenue, sales, if you were to look at even Amazon, you have fewer physical spaces, more virtual, and you're expanding your customer base just by having an online presence tremendously.
So what are the specific things that they have to bear in mind in order to maintain this presence?
Social media would be one thing, and even if you have a website, you do need to have a lot of search engine optimization. Search engine optimization is, called acronym SEO. That is where you are basically trying to predict what a customer is going to type in Google when searching for a product. So you want to ensure that your content is SEO compliant,
Yes.
to increase the odds of you being found on hopefully page 1 or 2.
So there are specific words that
Yes.
you just type in the
Right.
search and it comes up. Your
Right.
company comes up as a possible, organization where you can find this particular kind of solution or product.
Yeah, it could be something simple as, I'm a painter.
Yes.
I have a website, but I want people in near Halfway Tree who may want a painter. So you would want to have some words in your website that would say something like painter in Halfway Tree, near Halfway Tree, or something like that. But you can also enable location matching on the website. That would also increase. So if you've recently been searching online, you could see something that pops up that says use location. So that would enhance your visibility also. And then the good old social media.
That's quite clear because companies or organizations want to make sure that they are getting a large chunk of the market.
Yes, sir.
Let's talk a little bit about what's next for Get Online JA. Are there exciting plans in the offing?
Well, looking at providing more services. We're looking at getting into logistics management, as in if you have courier services, if you have basically any type of business, we're up to the challenge. Inventory management is another very critical one, where you could have an order management system that could automatically place orders if your threshold falls below X. You define, it just places the order. So you're more going to be playing a monitoring role rather than you being the one actually going and placing the orders.
Indeed. Any final word that you would really like to offer to those persons who are setting up shop, would like to, look forward to soliciting your services?
My best advice would be, if you're seriously thinking of getting online, I think you're heading in the right direction, but you want to ensure that you have the capacity that will meet the surge as a result of being online. Because if you don't have the capacity to address the surge that you will get if the search engine optimization, social media management does get managed as it should be, then you may have some additional problems. There will be good problems, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you're building your capacity behind the scene to ensure that when that does happen, you'll be ready.
And we must understand that this world is just a global marketplace, and it has a place and space for everybody, whether individuals or organizations. Thank you so much. This has been Get the Facts. Our guest was Mr. Mallory Johnson, founder and CEO of Get Online JA. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Take good care of yourselves.
So my advice to persons who are concerned about bladder cancer is noting the commonest presentation is that of hematuria, which is blood in the urine. So if you're seeing blood in the urine, you really should consult your doctor and you should consult your urologist. Also, if you're having other urinary symptoms, such as urgency, meaning you have that strong desire always to have to rush to the bathroom or going very frequently, or getting up often at night, then you really should consult your urologist. If you are in the industries that put you at high risk, then you should be very aware that you're maybe at an increased risk. So if you're a smoker, if you work in the textile industry, or you're a painter, or any of the other industries with prolonged exposure to chemicals, then you should be very aware of the risk of bladder cancer. And it is something that you should have a conversation and the relevant investigations if you have any other signs or symptoms for bladder cancer.
Victims, unfortunately, sometimes experience what we call secondary victimization or even victim blaming. As a result of that, some of them are very fearful to come forward for the assistance that they need and to come forward and tell their story. We at the Victim Services Division, we assure individuals that we provide a safe, therapeutic environment for you to come. We ensure that privacy is maintained. We ensure that information remains confidential. We have a very professional cadre of staff members, social workers, psychologists. These persons are trained to be able to do what they do and to be able to provide the necessary therapeutic support for victims. Additionally, we operate on a principle of neutrality. It does not matter who you are. It does not matter what your story is. Our doors are open to you once you have become a victim of a crime.
For more information, contact the Victim Services Division in your parish and get help today.
We're on the second day of March, and we want to take this opportunity to remind you of the National Water Commission's amnesty that ends this month. If you or someone you know are in debt to the water company, we want to encourage you to take advantage of this absolution program. Visit the NWC office. There might be a way to help get rid of that debt. Watch now to learn more.
Our citizens must have access to potable water where it is already possible, and must have the dignity and ability to pay their bills.
As of January 2, the government has waived the National Water Commission NWC debts of some Jamaicans by way of an amnesty.
This initiative is in line with our national ambition for potable water access and our stated national imperative to reduce the cost of living. This is an expansion of an initiative that was undertaken by the National Water Commission over the last 12 months in Portmore, St. Catherine. in some of our quadrants where we had particularly high levels of NRW, where we went in and we've done our NRW work, but we still saw significant household usage and significant theft in some areas. We have seen where we're able to bring back thousands of customers which were disconnected through individual discussions.
The amnesty, which is set to run for 3 months, applies to customers who have been disconnected for debts to the NWC for 2 or more years, also pensioners and those who are path beneficiaries.
This will allow persons to reconnect legally and facilitate the transfer of titles where outstanding bills are a challenge.
The other part of the amnesty applies to customers who have been disconnected for 6 months and have made arrangements to pay. They will get a 50% discount. Based on a needs assessment, these customers may get up to 1 year to make repayments.
This is aimed at giving relief to those persons who are suffering the weight of bills from major household leaks in the past.
And another benefit for pensioners.
For those who would have been disconnected because of high water bills due to leaks, the National Water Commission will work with HART and its tranche of trained leak detection specialists to ensure that leak detection specialists go to the homes of pensioners at no cost to them to identify the leaks.
The aim of the amnesty is to gain returned customers and legal connections for tens of thousands of Jamaicans. The government is convinced it will return comfort and dignity to pensioners and those living below the poverty line. It is also expected to reduce the high costs facing those who need to pay for trucked water.
What this represents to the National Water Commission is a national wholesale effort at having the conversation with Jamaicans that you can come in, we do care, we do think it critically important for you to be connected to the National Water Commission system formally.
The continued problem of water debt has affected more than 155,000 customers and has forced many to resort to expensive water trucking, plus a big no-no, bypassing one's meter.
To ensure this amnesty does not overrun the normal operations of the NWC offices, a help desk and special line will be put in place. We will also make temporary capacity increases in staffing where necessary. Further, we will work closely with the Ministry of Labour, the RGD, and the NLA to ensure that those who qualify are verified.
Preliminary estimates see this amnesty benefiting over 30,000 account holders, but the number is expected to grow.
And the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation has announced a collaboration with the Ministry of Labour and Social Security to expand the amnesty program to persons with disabilities. As you just heard, pensioners and path beneficiaries already benefit, but those with disabilities and their verified caregivers will now have access. Just make sure to register with the Jamaica Council for Persons with Disabilities and take it from there.
Motorists, when driving on the road, here are some simple reminders. Look out for and extend courtesy to all road users. Give plenty of room to pedestrians, especially in wet weather. Drive slowly. No bother wet them up. Slow down when approaching a pedestrian crossing or school, and always be prepared to stop. Remember, a school zone is a 30-kilometer zone. Cut your speed. Drivers of large and slow-moving vehicles should always keep in the far left hand of a dual carriageway. Keep it simple. Drive left and pass right. These are just simple reminders of your road duties. Drive safely.
You told me that I can be who I want to be. You say that I'm the future, free to rule my destiny. You said that if I work hard, I will succeed. You said my rights were protected, and I believe. Exploitation, selfishness and greed. I am somebody
And with that, we have come to the end of today's show. To catch a repeat of this or any other, feel free to log on to our website at www.jis.gov.jm. Until next time, I'm Theodore Henry. You take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.